Hello. I hear you on that one. Oh, that is. Okay. Oh no.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the championship for tonight's game between Sacramento and your Athletics. Here's the winner for tonight's game. First one of the visitors from Sacramento. Lead off, shortstop, number 5, Ty Ramsey. Batting second, center fielder, number 3, Davis Raleigh. Batting third, in right field, number 21, Robert Giardino. Batting fourth, at first base, number 18, Drew Fox. Batting fifth, catcher, number 24, Kenji Tello. Batting sixth, designated hitter, number 22, Drew Longacre. Batting seventh, number 7, third baseman, Chase Tanner. Batting eighth, at second base, number 11, Devin Schuster. Batting ninth, in left field, number 8, Eli Campbell. Pitcher tonight for Sacramento, number 55, Mason Moore. And here's the winner for the Fresno Athletics. Leading off at a Metro City. Let's get the ball. At second, California State University. Center fielder, number 4, Jason. And then third, Beaches University. Sactown Yankees. And fourth, from the University of Mary. Number 13, Tony. And the fifth, from Fresno University. And third base. And sixth, California State Spaceman, number 34. And seventh, the second baseman, the State University, number 63. And eight, from the University of Mary, right fielder, number 2. Woody. And nine, the catcher from Chelsea University of Tennessee, number 65, Isaac. And the starting pitcher for Fresno, the right-hander from the University of Central Arkansas, number 20, and now plays the other casket wants to place in and remove for the money, the more national anthem. And now here's the defensive lineup tonight for the Fresno A's as they need to take their places on the field. Surrendering the outfield from left to right. Scott Mitchell.
Hey, good evening, A's fans, perhaps Yankees fans, and baseball enthusiasts in general. I am Jarrett Smith, play-by-play announcer for the Fresno A's, and we got yet another evening baseball game here midweek, and we are certainly loving it. It's going to be the A's last game before we have our short little summer break here, and we are going to soak in all this baseball fun we can before it is over. A's won big last night, 10-1, and that was due to Ryan Weller's stellar pitching and also great hitting throughout the lineup. Now, looking at the lineup today, there's some changes for head coach Wyatt Featherston. Scott Mitchell will be leading things off in left field, no change there. Same with batting second, Tyson Miller in center field. However, George Smith and Mikey Ramirez are going to do a flip-flop here. George Smith, the shortstop, bats third. Mikey Ramirez is in the cleanup spot, and he is going to be the DH today as opposed to playing in the outfield. Batting fifth is going to be the third baseman, Luke Navad. Batting sixth, Parker Crystal at first base. Batting seventh, making his A's debut for this season, Aiden Perry will be the second baseman. Batting eighth, Luke Gree will be the right fielder. And rounding things out behind the dish, Isaac Fernandez, first time for him behind the plate. And we'll move it to the mound. Cooper King gets a start today to round things out for this first half of the season. And we are just about ready to get going here. Might be one more warm-up pitch here for Cooper King. There we go. Throw down to second from Fernandez in the dirt. Good pick from George Smith. Game time temp is nearly 100 degrees. It is 98 or 99 degrees. Plenty warm here, even in the shade. You can feel it. And we'll see how that ball is carrying out of the ballpark today. So lead things off here for Sactown. It's going to be Ramsey, the shortstop. He batted second yesterday. Now gets to lead things off. And we got yesterday's scoreboard up 1 second. First pitch, chopped foul, 0-1. There we go. Clean slate here for today's game. Ramsey yesterday 0 for 4 at the plate. King's second pitch. Wanted low and inside there, but doesn't get it. Good location, 1-1. Cooper King was a bit of a rough start for him on the year, but he really turned it on in his last start. As this one is swung to George Smith at shortstop, who scoops it up, throws it to first in time for out number 1. Let's take a look at Cooper King's stats in his last start. 5 Ks, 3 walks, no hits, and no runs. That has actually been a theme here recently for the starting pitching. As a whole, it seemed that guys were just trying to get their legs under them, but recently guys have been going long innings and also limiting the hits and limiting the runs. It's been really good to see. We saw that with Ryan Weller last night, and just as mentioned, Cooper King in his last start. First pitch to the new batter, Growley there. Center fielder is a ball 1-0. Growley was only one of 2 batters yesterday to record a base hit, so 1 for 3 on the day. Also drew a walk and scored their only run on the evening. This one's hit out to right field. Luke Reed getting under it. He's got it, 2 down. Quick 2 outs here for King and the A's. Good start, just like yesterday. So that'll bring up Garduno, the right fielder. He was 0 for yesterday as well, 0 for 3. King's first pitch in there for a strike. This is Cooper King's 4th start on the year. 18 strikeouts to 14 walks, so a little bit high there with the walks. Time is called there by the batter. So that's through 16 innings of work. Opponent's batting average is .233. This one's chopped to the first baseman, Crystal. He's got it. Underhand toss to the covering Cooper King, and that does it. Sactown goes down 1-2-3 in the inning, and A's are coming up for their first at-bats in the bottom of the first. All right, bottom of the first, A's first at bats. Scott Mitchell leads things off. He has been getting comfortable in that role here over the last week or so. First pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Mitchell 1 for 2 in yesterday's ball game, 2 RBIs, and he scored 2 runs himself. So nice outing at the plate. This one's hit out to left field, but hangs up just enough for the first out of this inning. So one down here for Sactown as they begin their defensive outing. On the mound for them is Mason. Very curious yesterday. He came in to relieve the starting pitcher Schuster and faced one batter, walked him in 4 straight pitches, and then came right out for Martin. So best I could figure is that he was buying more time for Martin to come in and pitch as he was getting warm in the bullpen. That ball gets away from the catcher. It was in the dirt, so 1-0. Next batter up here for the Athletics is Tyson Miller. Pitch number 2, Miller watches that go by for 2-0. Miller had 2 base hits of his own yesterday, 2 for 4, and scored a run. Just continuing to stay hot with that bat. Takes strike 1 there, 2-1. Additionally, Tyson Miller had a phenomenal diving catch out in center yesterday during the second inning, I do believe. That's chopped up the middle. Shortstop tries to dive for it, but it gets by him, bounces off his glove into right center field. But shortstop, or second baseman, that is, rather, able to gather that up before Miller turns that into 2. So infield single there for Miller, first hit of this ball game. And that'll bring up George Smith, the shortstop for the Athletics. Great day for him at the plate yesterday. We'll get into that after this first pitch to him. Throw over to first. Miller's in there safe. But yeah, George Smith 3 for 5 at the plate yesterday, including a 2 RBI triple. Absolutely laced down the right field line. So 2 RBIs on that triple, but 3 total on the day. Counts 1-0. Pitch on the way in the dirt, blocked by the catcher. Miller stays put, 2-0. I talked with George Smith post-game yesterday, post-game interview just about his performance, along with Ryan Weller. But one of the things I asked him about was how tough that silhouette is of the stadium with the sun going down. And he mentioned how really tough it was and how it affected one of his plays and throws over to first base yesterday. You can see currently that shadow line is just ahead of the front cut of the grass around the home plate circle. And as we get progressing through this game, perhaps about halfway through, that is going to make it really tough on these infielders. Miller's on the run. Smith slashes that foul, so Miller will go back to first. All right, so both parties dig back in for 2-1. Mason giving a look over to Miller at first. Comes home to Smith, takes it for strike 2. I mentioned George Smith had a triple yesterday. So did the on-deck hitter, Mikey Ramirez. leadoff triple in an inning, as a matter of fact. 2-2 pitch, swung on, popped up, and fouled out of play. So count evens up 2-2. Pitch on the way upstairs. There goes Miller down to second, and he is in there safely for a stolen base. We've seen the A's be aggressive with their base stealing this year, and it's paid off most of the time, as it does there. So Miller now in scoring position. George Smith took that pitch for a ball, so full count. 3-2 on the way down the pipe. George Smith rung up. He'll have a seat. First strikeout of the game for Mason, and it's a crooked K. So 2 down in the inning, and it's up to Mikey Ramirez to get the first runs across the board for the A's. Ramirez only going to be hitting in today's ball game. Usually see him in the outfield. Recently, it's been right field, but he is just the DH for today's ball game. But not a bad DH to have at all. He's been hitting around 400 for the season thus far. First pitch to him was a ball there. 1 for 2 in yesterday's game with that triple I mentioned, and he scored twice. 1-0 pitch. Miller's on the run. No contest from the catcher, so he has third base free. That pitch was up 2-0. So things looking good here for the Athletics. They got a hitter's count to Mikey Ramirez. They got Miller 90 feet away from scoring the game's first run. But to the Sactown Yankees' benefit, there are 2 outs in this inning. That one catches low and outside, 2-1. Two-one pitch, hit, chop to the shortstop, backs up to field it, throws it to first. In time for the third out of this inning. Ramirez was close to beating that one out and getting Miller in for the score, but good play from the shortstop. And that'll do it for this inning. So no runs come across on 1 hit, scoreless as we head to the top of the second. Cooper King's first pitch of the second inning in there for a strike. 0-1. This one chopped to the second baseman. Perry throws over to first in time, out number one. Quick one down here in the top of the second. Good fundamental play there from Aiden Perry. As mentioned, his first start for the A's from Dakota State University. Cooper King's first pitch called strike, 0-1. New batter is Tello. He's the catcher. King quickly into his 0-1 pitch, leaves that upstairs 1-1. Tello 0 for 4 in yesterday's game. King pumps in another strike there, 1-2. It is early in the game here, but as mentioned, King had some struggles early in the season, but he looks like he's had great command of his stuff, including on that one, swing and a miss, strikeouts. But yeah, in his last start and in today, it looks like he has really good control, good command of his pitches, and is very effective. So far, 5 up, 5 down in this game. First pitch gets the call there. Looked to be low, but good frame job there from Fernandez for strike one. 0-1, hit out to right field. Luke Ree settling under it. He's got it. And there's a really quick 1, 2, 3 inning. 6 up, 6 down for Cooper King and the A's. And they will get up in the bottom of the second, looking to strike the game's first runs. Bottom of the second, Luke Navad leading things off for the A's. Takes that first pitch, ups and in for ball one. So Nevada moves up in the lineup, was batting 7th yesterday, now batting 5th. Earlier in the season, he was batting in cleanup or 5th, but has been lower in the lineup recently. But today, as mentioned, back up to 5th. 2-0's the count now to him. Takes that one for a strike, 2-1. Nevada 0 for 4 yesterday, but did score a run. And playing his usual position of third base. Every now and then we'll see him make an appearance at first. That one catches low and outside, 2-2. Two-two pitch in the dirt there. Good block from catch. Full count here to Nevada. Payoff pitch here for Mason is hammered down the left field line. Is it fair? Yes, drops in front of the left fielder, but then gets by him to the corner. Nevada's easily going to have a stand-up double here. Leadoff stand-up double for him. A's love it, and they got some action here early in the bottom of the second. All right, so Parker Cristall coming up looking to drive in Luke Nevada. Cristall at first base yet again today. We've seen him play a lot of positions, actually. We've seen him be at first base. We've seen him be at third base. And we've even seen him pitch earlier in this season. Mason comes home, first pitch. Cristall takes down low, ball 1. Cristall was 0 for 4 yesterday, but similarly to Luke Nevada, he did score a run. We've mentioned with him, if he gets that ball in play, there's a good chance it's going to be extra bases. 1-0 pitch, popped, foul, out of play. Long pause there for Mason. Now he's ready. Takes a look back at Nevada. Now twice. Now comes home. This one is blasted down the left field line, but foul. Man, Cristall got a hold of that one, but just too far ahead of that one. So 1-2 after that smoked foul ball. Those hot temperatures today, those balls are going to fly. So if somebody gets a hold of one, we could very well see the third home run of the season for the A's. Fouled into the stands. Second deck, as a matter of fact, out back in the first deck. 1-2. Good defensive swing there from Cristall. That one jammed him up and just put a piece of wood on it to keep this count alive. Mason's 1-2. Foul yet again. So 4 foul balls in this at bat. So pitch number 6 going to be coming up. Second baseman hovering close to the bag in case Mason wants to throw over there, but he doesn't. Comes home in the dirt. 5 holes the catcher. There goes Nevada over to third easily. So 2 innings, second base runner for the A's that sits at third base. Anything in play, most likely going to cash in Nevada. Swing, foul tip off the umpire's mask. Takes a walk to go get the pitcher his new ball, just making sure, I guess, just taking a breather after that hard shot to the face mask, but looks to be okay. Mason's 2-2 in the dirt there. And Parker Crystal has worked this count full. Ninth pitch of the at-bat, way up, and he works a walk. Great at-bat there from Crystal. Kept fouling off balls, took the balls, and got down to first base. So runners on the corners, no outs for the Athletics, and that brings up a first-time starter here for the A's, Aiden Perry. Aiden Perry out of Dakota State University. Great opportunity here for him to do something nice here for the A's in his first at-bat. First pitch he sees upstairs. Catcher decides not to throw down to second, so Parker Crystal easily has second base. Two runners in scoring position now for the A's. 1-0 to Perry, outside 2-0. Quite an open stance there for Perry. 3-0 to him now. And catcher's going to call for time here to settle things down for Mason. Hasn't struggled too much with throwing balls early in this game until this at-bat. Did just walk Parker Crystal, but Parker was able to work a 9-pitch at-bat there. But now 3-0 quickly here to Aiden Perry, so might just be a little bit frustrated from losing Parker Crystal after having him down to 2 strikes early in that at-bat. Well, 3-0 here after that conference. You'd think Mason's going to try and just get one in the strike zone there. Let's see if Perry is aggressive and takes a hack. No, he doesn't, but gets a call there for a strike. Don't blame him. That pitch looked to be a bit inside, but Mason gets the benefit from the umpire there, gets back into this one, at least for one more pitch, 3-1. Perry serves this one into the stands, 3-2. Bit more breezier than we're used to here down in downtown Fresno. Wind is blowing kind of all over the place, actually. Sometimes out to right, sometimes out to center. This one is hit high into the outfield. Center fielder is going to settle under it. That should cash in Nevada. The throw goes to second base to keep Parker Crystal there, but Aiden Perry does his job. Sacrifice fly, scores Luke Nevada. It is 1-0 A's. So first at bat for Perry, he comes in and is productive. First RBI of the season for him. First run of this ball game for the A's. All right, so re-racking after all that, we got only one runner on. That's Parker Cristall at second. New batter is Luke Ree, the right fielder. First pitch to him is taken for a ball. Parker Cristall slides in safely. Stolen base. Two stolen bases for Parker in this inning. Luke Ree had a long double yesterday. Great block there from the catcher. That could have easily been Parker Cristall scoring for the second run. So 2-0 the count now to Luke Ree. Yeah, Ree 1 for 2 yesterday with a 2 RBI double that was. He hit that one deep into left center field. Might have been a one hopper at the wall at the warning track. 2-0 pitch, way up and in, 3-0. Back-to-back batters that Mason has gotten behind 3-0. Pitch on the way, gets the call. Infielders playing in here for Sactown, trying to cut down Parker Cristall at home on a ground ball in the infield. That one is swung on and missed from Luke Ree, strike 2. All right, full count here for Luke Ree. Mason's pitch on the way, hit foul next to the Athletics dugout. We'll do it again. Mason comes set here, doing again on 3-2. Pitch on the way outside. Ball 4. Luke Ree has himself first base. So runners on the corners yet again here for the A's. Only one down in this inning, and that's going to prompt a visit at the mound from one of the Sactown coaches. Second walk of this inning for Mason. All right, conference over on the mound. Catcher coming back to home plate. Infielders returning back to their positions. Isaac Fernandez digging in for his first at-bat of this game. Made his season debut yesterday, 0 for 2 in that game. First pitch, chopped to the third baseman. He's going to throw it over to second in time. Play at the plate. Parker Cristall is in there safely. That is 2-0 A's. Looks like Luke Ree is actually safe at second base there, so they don't even get anybody out on that one. Wowzers. Cristall held up there at third base with the ball hit to the third baseman. Wise move from him there, but unable to get Luke Ree out at second base, and then the throw too late home. 2-0 here. Scott Mitchell now up. First pitch away, 1-0. Mitchell flew out to left field his first time up. Isaac Fernandez cashed in his first RBI with the A's this season. Congrats to him. 1-0 pitch to Mitchell. Hits up the middle. That could be 2. Oh, second baseman takes his eye off of it. Looked like he was looking to make that throw to first base before he caught it, and it cost him dearly. So that's going to be E4 there. Mitchell will have first base, and bases are juiced for the Athletics, still with only one out. That's back-to-back plays. Sactown could have gotten outs and been out of this inning, but now they are in trouble here. Tyson Miller coming up. We know he can hit. Bases juiced. So Rhea at third, Fernandez at second. And Mitchell at first. First pitch there for Miller was a strike, 0-1. Miller's first at bat was just last inning, had himself a single and swiped a couple of bags. This one hit to the shortstop, diving play, throws it over to second. That's one. Can't get the out at first. So one run comes in to score. That's Luke Reed, 3-0 A's. But Yankees do get one out here. So now two down. Miller does his job. That's a fielder's choice there for him. Gets another run in. So he'll settle in at first. Scott Mitchell was the runner that was out at second. So it's going to be Fernandez at third now. Runners on the corners, two out. George Smith digging into the box now. First pitch, 1-0. George Smith's first time up, struck out looking. Mason comes set here. 1-0 pitch on the way, fouled up, and it's just going to get out of play, 1-1. George Smith will dig back in. Wait and see if Tyson Miller looks to steal second. As mentioned, already has two stolen bases. And with, yep, there he goes. George Smith slashes this one down the line. It is foul. 1-2. George Smith digs back into the box. 1-2 count. Miller just tried to steal second. Well, you imagine he's going to try and do that again with runners on the corner. There he goes. Pitch in the dirt. Gets away from the catcher. Fernandez going to stay put at third base, but Miller has second base easily. And there are now two runners in scoring position for George Smith. All right, so after Tyson Miller's stolen base there, count evens up 2-2. Two down here, one pitch away from being out of the inning for Sactown. Here's the pitch to Smith outside for ball 3. Count is full here, and the A's are one batter away from batting throughout the lineup here in the second inning. Already 3 runs in this inning. George Smith looking to add to that tally. Payoff pitch on the way, swing and a miss there. Huge pitch for Mason and the Yankees. They get out of runners at second and third there to get out of the inning with 3 runs scored. Not ideal for them, but good for the Athletics, of course. 3-0 as we head to the top of the third. First pitch of the top of the third, fouled into the stands, 0-1. First batter of this inning is Tanner, the third baseman. We'll see how Cooper King does after that long wait in the dugout with the A's nearly batting through the lineup. That pitch is down 1-1. Tanner 0 for 2 in yesterday's ball game. This one foul as well, 1-2. King quickly into the 1-2 pitch. Gets him looking, strike three. Tanner going to go sit down on that one, and so far so good for Cooper King after that long wait in the dugout. 1 out. Here comes Schuster, the second baseman. He was the starting pitcher in yesterday's contest. Went 5 innings for the Yankees. First pitch he sees, fouled, back to the screen, 0-1. Aside from pitching yesterday, Schuster was also batting, went 0 for 2 in yesterday's game. Kings 0-1, gets the call, paints the corner, 0-2. Coach is calling for time from the dugout. Schuster steps out, and that's because an errant ball got away from the Sactown bullpen. So speaking of that, that caught my attention. They are getting somebody warm in the bullpen. Kings 0-2. Strike three, back-to-back crooked Ks there for him. He is painting the low part of the zone. 2 down. He is pumped up, too. He slapped that glove, walked off the mound. So that's 3 strikeouts for King here in 3 innings of work. Technically not 3 yet, 2 2/3. First pitch to the new batter gets the top of the zone, 0-1. Looks like King's getting whatever he likes, top or bottom in the zone. Swing and a miss there, 0-2. Already 1 pitch away, quickly working. Hit into center field. Miller having to chase this one back towards the wall. It's over his head to the wall. That's going to be a triple here for Campbell. Gets by Navad, and yeah, he's going to settle in there. Shaking his hand, though, might have hurt a finger on the slide there into the base. But heck of a smack there for Campbell. That is a 2-out triple for him. Campbell was not a part of yesterday's game or lineup, but sure making an impact here early on. Coach going to go talk with him to make sure he is okay. Looks like he's good enough to stay in the game. Cooper King was a buzzsaw earlier in this game, but Campbell able to get a hold of that one for a triple. So a little bit of concern here for the A's as the base runner is 90 feet away. That first pitch from King is in there for a strike. It is top of the lineup shortstop Ramsey. 0-1 count to Seamer, gets the swing and a miss, 0-2. Great signs here for Cooper King out here today. He has gotten himself in a lot of 0-2 counts. And that is making batters have to try and protect and shorten up their swing. That one was fouled into the stands, 0-2. Oh, and 2 yet again, gets him leaning with that one. Swing and a miss. And Cooper King records all 3 outs on his own in this inning, 3 strikeouts. And that does it here for the Sactown Yankees in the top of the 3rd. No runs come across, but a triple there for Campbell. A's will be coming up in the bottom of the 3rd, looking to add some more runs. Bottom half of the 3rd, it is going to be 4, 5, 6 hitters for the A's. First one being the DH, Mikey Ramirez. First pitch he sees of this at bat is a ball. Mikey grounded out to short in his first at bat of the game. Way upstairs with that one by Mason, 2-0. Mason's 2-0, swung on, foul tip into the glove. The 2-1 pitch, low, ball 3. The hitters count here for Ramirez. Mason coming home, swing, chop to the third baseman. Shortstop gets it, actually. Throw to first, not in time. Mikey Ramirez able to beat that one out for an infield single. All right, so back-to-back innings with leadoff batters getting on base. Last inning, it was the batter coming up to the plate, Luke Navad, that got things going with a leadoff double. And of course, A's able to cash in 3 runs last inning. They sure would like to do the same in this inning. Mason comes home, swing and a miss. Navad out in front of that one. This one is skied, but foul down the line. So Navad in an 0-2 hole here against Mason. Interesting to note that I just noticed Mason does have a windup that he started out, of course, every inning with, but when bases were juiced last inning, he was using the stretch. A lot of pitchers, when bases get loaded, will go back to the windup. It's a little bit more comfortable, and there's really no threat of stealing. Mason remains in the stretch in those situations. Curveball hammered down the line, and yet again, Nevada sends it foul. Mason checks on Ramirez over at first. He's in there safe. So still a 0-2 count here to Nevada. Mason trying to finish him off. Pitch on the way. Misses just high with that one, 1-2. One-two pitch in the dirt, 2-2. Luke Nevada trying to work the count here. So far, gotten it from 0-2 to 2-2. Keep an eye on first base to see if Ramirez is keen to steal. He's definitely capable of doing so. 2-2 count. Chop to the third baseman. It is called foul. Third foul ball of this at bat for Luke Nevada. One swing and a miss and 2 balls. So that will mean pitch number 7 coming up. Pitch count a little elevated here for Mason. A's have been able to work those counts. Especially Parker Cristall last inning worked a 9-pitch count, ended up drawing a walk. 2-2 pitch, swung on a miss. That's a strikeout. Ramirez down to second. That one's airmailed into center field. There goes Ramirez to third. So he's going to have 2 bases on that one. Luke Nevada strikes out swinging, but ends up paying off for Ramirez as that throw sails into the outfield. So one down, runner on third now. Parker Cristall digs in for his second at bat. First time up, just mentioned. Worked a 9-pitch walk. Cristall also scored last inning, had 2 stolen bases. First pitch taken for a strike on the outside. Anything in play here should plate Ramirez and be the 4th run of the game. 0-1 pitch is hammered out to left field. It's deep. It's going back. It is out of here. Parker Cristall with a 2-run bomb out to left field. You knew it off the bat. I knew it off the bat. And that is 5-0 A's. Wow, wow, wow. What a shot there. I mentioned earlier in this broadcast that it is a hot day out here and there's potential for those balls to carry. I don't think that ball needed any help getting carry. That thing was gone off the bat. But the heat certainly didn't hurt it. Wow, what a shot there. So that prompts a pitching change here from Coach Lando, and Sactown Mason's day is done. And we will let you know who the new pitcher is when we come back after warm-ups.
Number 63, Aiden Henry.
Wow, folks. What an absolute bomb there from Parker Cristall. That got this building jumping. It's 5-0 now. And that will bring up the new batter, Aiden Perry. First pitch to him is a ball, 1-0. Well, you can't expect home runs too often, of course, but that just really shows the importance of getting that leadoff runner on base. Back-to-back innings, the A's do so, and they have cashed in 3 runs in the second and 2 runs so far in the third. Inside pitch there for a ball. So 3-0 here, hitters count for Perry. We'll see if he has the green light. That is a 4-pitch walk for Perry. He will have first base. So first batter, first walk here for the new pitcher, Kendrick. He's right back to it, getting traffic on the base. Luke Ree is now the new batter. First at bat for him, he walked and scored the 3rd run of this ball game. First pitch up in the zone, but no call, 1-0. Oh no, pitch inside, gets away from the catcher. There goes Perry down to second. He's in there safe. Good base run in there from Perry to see that ball skipping away from the catcher. And now he finds himself in scoring position. Tell you what, folks, getting back to that Cristall home run, it was hit a little bit to the left of the 385 dimension, but it was well out of here. So that thing could have been close to 400 feet. Very impressive from the young man. This 2-0 pitch, hard 2-seamer, but misses low, 3-0. And Kendrick still trying to find the strike zone. That's 7 balls in a row for his outing thus far. Trio pitch, ball 4. Back-to-back 4-pitch walks here for the A's in this inning. Runners at first and second now. Tell you what, Kendrick's throwing some hard stuff out there, but not able to find the zone. So after that, it's going to prompt a conversation with Coach Lando and the catcher, Tello. Not too sure what that was about, but looks like we are going to be good to go. Get back into some baseball action here. Isaac Fernandez, the A's catcher, digging in. He's the 9-hole hitter, so top of the lineup, due up right after him. Runners on first and second, only 1 out. More opportunities here for the A's to cash in some runs. Kendrick's first pitch to Fernandez. Gets the strike call. First strike of his outing here. Oh, 1 pitch, swung on and missed. Pitched up in the zone there. And Kendrick might be starting to feel it here. A little too early to say, but 0-2 count. First time he's had that in 3 batters. Oh, 2 pitch, down and away, 1-2. I'll tell you, Kendrick really has some hard stuff here. That 2-seamer's got good amount of tail on it, and it's pretty hard, but just having trouble commanding it here and locating it in the zone. Comes home, 1-2, misses outside, catcher unable to squeeze it, and both runners are going to advance 90 feet. Catcher might have been crossed up on that one, looking for an inside pitch, went out on him. Unable to backhand it there, and A's benefit, 2 runners in scoring position now. 2-2 is the count to Fernandez. Collected his first RBI and first base hit with the team this summer last inning. Certainly wouldn't mind another base hit here, would likely score 2. Kendrick's 2-2 on the way down the pipe, fouled into the stands. Counts even here. Kendrick coming home, 2-2, fouled back to the screen. Fernandez keeping things alive here. So new pitcher here for Sactown, but same theme here. Athletics getting down early in counts, but keeping things alive, working that pitch count. Fernandez has worked it from 0-2 to 2-2 and has sprinkled in some foul balls in there, so high pitch count here for this at-bat. Doing it again, 2-2. Fernandez chops this one. It is foul, though. Yet another 2-2 on the way. Wow, that one gets away from Kendrick. Fernandez wears it on his back, and that is bases juiced for the A's. So another tough situation here for Sactown to try and get out of. Double play could get him out of it scot-free, but they are going to have to get past Scott Mitchell. Scott Mitchell's 0 for 2 today, but has shown a knack for getting base hits. High batting average on the year. Couple of RBIs in yesterday's game, with potential for a few more here this at-bat. First pitch to him, up and in, 0-1, or 1-0 that is. Kendrick's 1-0 fouled back into the stands. Well, infielders are now fully covered by the shadows, so the sunlight shouldn't be an issue anymore, but outfielders still going to struggle. 1-1 pitch, chop to the second baseman. This could be 2, 6, 4, 3. That's it. Yankees able to get a double play there to get them out of that bases loaded jam, but they still give up 2 runs in this inning. A's are up 5-0 as we head to the top of the 4th. Top of the 4th, A's back on defense. Another long wait in the dugout for Cooper King. Last inning, that didn't bother him at all. This inning, we'll find out. Parker Crystal's on the run down the line from that one, able to make the underhand catch over his shoulder. My goodness. Heck of a play there from Parker Crystal right after he hit a tank out to left field. And he is feeling it in this one. 1 down. So after that foul out to Parker Crystal, Garduno up, the right fielder, first pitch in there for a strike. Curious to know what Cooper King's pitch count is so far. I would have to imagine it's pretty low. Chopped. It is fair. Catcher Fernandez throws it down to first in time, out number 2. Nice quick play from him there. He had to pick it up and fire it immediately. So look at that, just 3 pitches into this inning, and there are 2 outs. So first baseman Fox coming up, looking to change the Yankees' fortune in this one. First at bat for him, he grounded out to second. First pitch from Cooper King in there for a strike. He is feeling it, folks. No doubt about that. This one bounces in the dirt, 1-1. 35 pitches for Cooper King here in 3 2/3 inning of work so far. Very impressive numbers. Pitch 36, grounded up the middle. George Smith, hard charge and throw to first base. In time for out number 3. Another 1-2-3 inning for the A's on defense. Quick work for Cooper King. And the A's, just like that, coming back up to bat, up 5-0. First pitch, Tyson Miller flips it opposite field, but the center fielder is able to track it down for out number one. One pitch, one down here for Sactown. Very much needed after those back-to-back innings of crooked numbers. So into the box comes George Smith, one of the team's best hitters, but not so good so far for him today. 2 strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging. Kendrick's first pitch to him upstairs, 1-0. This one yanked down and away, 2-0. Kendrick's 2-0 pitch. Way inside. George Smith has to shuffle out of the way of that one, 3-0. Another 3-0 count here for Kendrick early on in his outing. Amazingly enough, looking at the numbers, A's have been able to put up 5 runs on only 4 hits. 3-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Smith chased that one. So 3-1 now the count. Getting back to the hits conversation, not necessarily that 4 hits is bad at this part of the game. That is solid. But with 5 runs on the board, you would think a little more hitting was going on. But they were able to get some walks and also a sacrifice fly in this game. This one hit on the ground. It is going to find a gap through the middle. Base hit, George Smith. All right, so 1 out, runner on first. And Mikey Ramirez digs in for his third at-bat. Ramirez 1 for 2 on the day so far. First inning grounded to short, but last inning led things off with an infield single. And that set the table for Parker Cristall, driving him in with that home run out to left field. George Smith nearly stumbled out there. He was getting a little antsy with his leadoff, and Cleat didn't catch some dirt there and prompted Kendrick to step off the mound there, but nothing doing there for George Smith. He's still safe. And first pitch for Kendrick was a ball there. One 0 to Ramirez, swung on, foul down the first base side. Kendrick comes set for 1-1. George Smith, big leadoff. Yankees dugout tells him to step off there. Umpire lets him know that he only has 1 more step off here for this at-bat. He's already had 2 of them during Mikey Ramirez's at-bat, so George Smith might be keen to steal here. Yep, there he goes, early jump, and he's going to be in there easily for a stolen base. So now, runner in scoring position for Ramirez. Hitters count for him 3-1. Not out of the realm of possibility for George Smith to steal third base either. He's been aggressive, and the team has been aggressive going for third. But not on that one, as Ramirez hits that one foul, 3-2. So full count here to Ramirez. Payoff pitch downstairs. That is a walk. So runners on first and second for the A's. More traffic on the bases. More potential trouble here for Sactown. And Luke Navad coming up with mean intentions. Already has one extra base hit in this game. That was leadoff double in the second, but he'd dearly like to come up with another one of those with runners on base. First pitch to Nevada, that's in there for a strike, 0-1. Kendrick sets, pitch on the way. Jam shot down the right field line, goes foul, 0-2. So Nevada finds himself in an 0-2 hole. Did the same in his last at-bat, but was able to work a lot of pitches. Still ended up striking out, but it ended up setting up Mikey Ramirez getting to third from first base as he stole a base, and that throw was sailed into the outfield. Kendrick takes a couple peeks at George Smith. Double steal is on. This one skied in the air. Runners have to hit the brakes and go back. Second baseman's got it, and the runners get back to base just in time. So no double play, but two gone in this inning. That was nearly back-to-back innings, ending in a double play for the A's on offense. But able to avoid it there. Runners able to slam on the brakes really quick there. That is tough when you're on the dirt. That brings up Mr. Home Run, Parker Cristall. Two-run bomb last inning for him. First pitch he sees downstairs, 1-0. Aside from the home run, Parker had a great first at-bat of this game in the second inning, working a 9-pitch walk, so great day for him at the plate so far. Also made a really nice catch over his shoulder and foul ground in the top half of this inning. 1-0 pitch, good eye there, takes it just outside, 2-0. Checks on George Smith at second. He is safe. Parker looking for something to hit here. 2-0 count. Favor is to him. Smith at second. Ramirez at first. 2-0 pitch. Swung on. Fouled. 2-1. Kendrick's still having a bit of issues with command. But when he has put it in the zone, he has seen decent success. on both swing and misses and just weakly hit balls, with the exception of George Smith's single up the middle this inning. 2-1 pitch. George Smith takes off for third. He's in there easily. 3-1 is now the count to Chris Dahl. Yet another stolen base for George Smith, too, in the matter of just one batter. With second base vacant, Ramirez might be thinking about second base. Doesn't go yet. This one's hammered down the left field line. That is a base hit for Parker Cristall. George Smith comes in to score. Ramirez holds up at second. RBI single for Parker Cristall. He's done it again. And the A's are up 6-0. So Parker Cristall, 2 for 2, scored twice, 3 RBIs. Great night for him so far, and it is only the 4th inning. First pitch to the new batter, Aiden Perry, for a ball, 1-0. Perry officially no at-bats in this game yet because he had the sacrifice fly in the second inning, cashed in a run, and also walked in the third. This 1-0 pitch inside 2-0. Kendrick kind of shook his head there, thought he might have had a strike there, but nothing doing. Kendrick comes home 2-0, chopped weakly back to the screen, 2-1. You can hear the music in the background from the downtown event going on. This one slicing foul, hits the screen a little too far out of reach for third baseman or left fielder, so 2-2 to Perry. So Fresno used to have Art Hop on Thursdays, just a little bit of Fresno information for folks. They used to have Art Hop event on Thursdays in the streets, but then the city tried to force that event to be inside instead of on the streets for that day. So this pitch is on the way in the dirt, 3-2. So anyways, all the local vendors and arts and crafts people, everybody that sets up at Art Hop decided to find a way around it, and they created the Frez Yes event, which takes place on Fulton Street, just out past left field, every Wednesday night. You can hear the music filling the ballpark here, echoing from over there. Nice to hear. Both runners on the move. This is chopped up the middle. It's going to get through for a base hit. Runner coming in to score. Ramirez touches home plate, cashes in yet another run. That's the second one of this inning, and 7-0 A's. RBI single for Perry. Good stuff. The new players on the team are contributing today. So runners on the corners now. That's Cristall at third, and that is, of course, Perry at first after that RBI single. Back-to-back RBI singles. And that will bring up Luke Ree. Runner on the move. Perry down to second. No throw. He has it easily. So yet again, 2 runners in scoring position for the A's, a chance to cash in even more runs. Luke Reed did so last night with a big 2 RBI double. Yanked outside, catcher able to catch up with it. Keeps it in front of him to avoid another run scoring, 2-0. Kendricks 2-0 misses outside, 3-0. Interesting thought here for Ree and the A's. I've mentioned the green light talk a lot, so there's just the basic, do you let him swing or not? But one argument says that Kendrick has had trouble finding the strike zone, so if there is one in the strike zone, you put some wood on it, but also just see if he could get a strike. But he doesn't there. That's ball 4. It's down low, 4-pitch walk for Luke Ree, and now bases are juiced for the A's. That'll bring up Isaac Fernandez, the catcher. So I mentioned the new bats in the lineup are contributing. We just saw Perry get an RBI single there, 2 RBIs for him on the night. Fernandez had himself an RBI single in the second inning. First pitch to Fernandez, ties him up high and inside. Swing and a miss up in the zone, 0-2. Sactown 1 pitch away from being out of this inning. Crystal at third, Perry at second, Ree at first. Taking a look, actually, Ree has 3 walks on the day. Wow, wow, wow. Certainly, he would like to get some hits in this game, but he's contributing getting on base. That one hits the very inside of his bat, and the third baseman's going to touch third base to get the force out end of the inning. That was a strange play. Very strange play, but gets the job done here for Sactown. But not before they give up 2 runs. They had a very close chance at an inning-ending double play with that pop-up in the infield with Smith and Ramirez trying to double steal, but they were able to get back just in time, and Parker Crystal made him pay yet again with an RBI single, and Perry followed that up with an RBI single of his own. So A's filling it tonight yet again, 7-0 as we go to the top of the 5th. Cooper King's first pitch gets a generous strike call there, 0-1. This one's sent back up the middle. Diving attempt from Perry, unable to get it, so that's going to be a base hit here to start things out for Sactown. First, scratch that second hit of the game because Campbell had that triple in the third inning. The second hit of the ball game, it's the catcher Tello that gets things going here in the top of the fifth. Still only 38 pitches for Cooper King so far in this outing. Mighty impressive. Fouled back into the stands, 0-1. Fouled yet again back to the stands, 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch, swung on and missed. Strikeout for Cooper King, out number 1. Fifth strikeout here for Cooper King. So third baseman Tanner stepping in. First pitch to him, upstairs, ball 1. Tanner 0 for 1 on the afternoon, struck out looking his first time up. A's would certainly like a double play ground ball here. Won't get it on that pitch. It's fouled into the stands, 1-1. In comes set for his 1-1 pitch. Drops in the zone. 1-2. Tanner almost threw his hand up like, oh my goodness, you believe that pitch? That had some nasty drop on that one. See if Cooper King goes back to that pitch. No, he doesn't. Sticks on the outside part of the plate, doesn't get the call, 2-2. Two-two pitch, chopped, foul. Do it again. We'll watch and see if Tello plans on going anywhere here. Yankees would certainly like to get some base runners further down the base paths. This one's fouled back into the stands, 2-2. Two-two pitch, swing and a miss. Strikeout, back-to-back strikeouts for Cooper King. His second of this inning and sixth of his outing. He is on one today, folks. Taking another peek at his last start, he had 5 strikeouts, so he's already surpassed that. And also, dare I say, no walks for him in this outing. Very impressive stuff. First pitch to Schuster there was a strike, so 0-1. Quickly coming set is King. Schuster swings and misses at that one. And Fernandez was looking for a back pick there, but Crystal had to dig that one out, so runner safe. Swing and a miss again. My goodness, Cooper King. 3 strikeouts in a row to end this inning after a leadoff hit. 7 Ks in this game. and he has still got some innings to go with that low pitch count. So A's still keeping goose eggs on the board for Sactown, 7-0, going to the bottom of the fifth. Back with the bottom of the fifth, Scott Mitchell leading things off for the A's. Taking a quick look at the comments. Attaboy Parker, that is right. Mama Crystal, Parker's having himself a heck of a game. First pitch to Mitchell, chop to the shortstop. Fields it, throws it over to first in time, out number one. Also in the chat, we got Joe Mama. Thanks for tuning in. Could tell you're a Yankees fan, but thank you for watching this baseball game. And, well, hope the Yankees can get some runs on the board for you here. Tyson Miller digging in for his at-bat here. Pitch in the dirt there. Looked like it could have hurt the catcher a little bit. Umpire runs out to give him a little bit of a break to catch his breath, gather himself. So 1-0 the count here to Miller, taking a look at his afternoon. 1 for 3 on the day, had a single in the first inning, couple stolen bases as well. Fouls this right off of himself, actually, but no harm done. This one inside gets by the catcher, but no harm in that. No runners on base, 2-1 to count to Miller. Two one, way outside by Kendrick. Must have slipped out of the hand there. So 3-1 the count here to Miller. Tyson Miller digging back in. Favorable count for him. Kendrick's 3-1 pitch, way up and outside. Ball 4. Miller will take his base. 1 out walk for him. And that is 5 straight innings of A's getting base runners on base. That'll bring up the shortstop, George Smith. Single last inning and swiped a couple bases on his way to score the first run of the 4th inning and the 6th run of this ball game. Hammered out to left field, base hit for George Smith. Runners are going to hold up here, so first and second for the A's. Yet another base hit for George Smith. He does that often, and A's have multiple runners on base here, threatening to score yet again. Mikey Ramirez will be coming up, trying to continue the hit party. 1 for 2 on the day for him. Single, stolen base. Has scored twice as well. Quite the tail on that 2-seamer, but misses 1-0. Chopped up the middle, could be 2. Gets by the shortstop, though, took a weird hop. Here comes the play at the plate. Gonna be close, Miller's out. Great throw from the center fielder and on line to run Miller out at home plate. So I reckon that's going to be a fielder's choice here for Mikey Ramirez, or it actually might be a single. Yeah, it will be a single for him, but Miller gets cut down at home. So now it's going to be 2 down runners on first and second. Great play there for the center fielder, really. Outfield assist made there by Growley. Great stuff. 2 down. And Luke Navad stepping up to the plate. Kendrick's first pitch way inside for a ball. Navad had an extra base hit earlier in this game. Double. Oh, drilled in the back. That's got to hurt. Kendrick's been throwing heat out there, and man, Navad wears that one. He's going to head down to first base. Bases are juiced now. Ouch, ouch, ouch. That's going to prompt a visit from the head coach for Sactown. So it looks like Kendrick is going to stay on the mound there. Just a quick visit here to settle things down. And the hottest hitter for the A's is going to be digging up, or stepping up to the plate, excuse me. That is Parker Cristall. Going through his 3 at-bats, great first at-bat, 9-pitch walk, stole a couple of bags, scored. Second at-bat was that resounding homer. They probably heard that at the street festival 1 block away, and then an RBI single in the 4th. First pitch in the dirt, good block by Tello there. One 0 pitch in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. Here comes George Smith, the score. He's in there. Other base runners advance 90 feet, and first run of this inning is in. It is 8-0, Fresno A's. Now 2 runners in scoring position. That is going to be Ramirez at third, Nevada at second. Kendrick comes home with 2-0. Cristall puts some wood on it, but goes foul out of play. Kendrick's 2-1 on the way to Seamer. Doesn't get the call on the outside part of the plate. So 3-1 count here. Kendrick does have somewhere to put Cristall. He has first base, but of course Kendrick not wanting to do that, not wanting to lose another batter. This one hammered up the middle. Is it going to hang up? Yes, it is. Hard contact there for Cristall, but right at the center fielder Growley. So that'll end things in this inning. A's still able to scratch across yet another run, so they're up 8-0, and we are heading to the top of the 6th. We'll wait and see if Cooper King's going to come back out for another inning. Top of the sixth, Cooper King is out there seeking a sixth inning. It's been a dominant outing for him so far. See if he can keep that going. Good start as he pumps in a strike there in the low part of the zone. Second pitch, too low, 1-1. So Campbell coming up for his second at bat. One of two hitters to get a base hit off of King. He had the triple. Swings and misses there, 1-2. Cooper King tries. Oh, he thought he had strike three. That little subtle walk off the mound. He is really feeling confident out there, but missed a little high and out there, 2-2. Chops in the infield. Luke Nevada on the run for it. Going to throw it over to first. Safe is the call. He's able to beat the throw. So 2 for 2 for Campbell on the gate or day. Excuse me. Triple and a infield single. All right, it's leadoff base runner here for Sactown. Back-to-back innings, they've had leadoff base runners, but last inning, Cooper King just mowed through the next three batters, 3 strikeouts in a row. First pitch to the next batter, ball 1. Just want to know is the count to Ramsey. He's the shortstop, 0 for 2 on the day. Second pitch from King outside, 2-0. King's 2-0 pitch fouled out of play, 2-1. King comes set here for his 2-1 count. We'll keep an eye on the base runner, see if he goes. No, he doesn't, but Ramsey swings and misses there, 2-2. King's coming home in the dirt. Good block there from Fernandez. Keeps Campbell at first. Full count here for Ramsey and Cooper King for the first time in his outing in danger. 1 pitch away from a walk in this game. That's how good he's been. No walks today. Payoff pitch, shot to Parker Crystal, unable to get it. It's in right field for a base hit. Runner puts on the brakes, will not go to 3. So runners go station to station there. Back-to-back singles for Sactown Yankees. Perhaps have something cooking here in the top of the 6th.
Now that number, David Raleigh.
So runners on first and second now. David Growley coming up, the center fielder. Mentioned his name in the top or the last inning with that amazing outfield assist, cutting down Tyson Miller at home. Cooper King in trouble for the first time in this game. This one sent out to center field. Miller able to get under it. He's got it. Going to throw it into third base. It is offline. So Campbell is safe. Ramsey holds up at first. So now it's going to be runners on the corners with 1 down. Right fielder Roberto Garduno coming up here for the Yankees. 0 for 2 today with a couple of groundouts, but he has the first chance since the third inning to scratch across some runs here for the Yankees' first pitch, called a strike. A little bit of action starting to take place in the Athletics bullpen, just pitchers, getting stretched. This one gets away from Fernandez, runner coming home. That is the first run here for Sactown. Campbell comes in to score, and 8-1 is now the score. Ramsey also advanced on that wild pitch, so still a base runner in scoring position here for Sactown. This one hammered over the second baseman Perry's head. Base hit. Throwing it in. It's going to hold up the base runner at third, but all of a sudden Sactown's bats have woken up here. That's 3 hits and 4 batters. Ramsey's at third now, so runners on the corners yet again. Went into this inning with 2 hits in the hit column for the Yankees. Now it's up to 5. First pitch to Fox is sent out to right field. On the run. He's got it. Slips, though. So that's going to allow Ramsey to come in and score on the tag up. 2 runs in for the Yankees this inning. It is 8-2. Whole lot of stuff going on here in this inning. That was a sac fly there for Fox out to right field. And that'll bring up the catcher, Tello. 1 for 2 today, struck out in the second and a single in the fifth. First pitch from King, fouled back. Chopped on the ground, George Smith with the throw over to second base in time for the force out number 3. So A's out of this one, still kind of a quick inning. I mean, all that action was happening early in the counts. But the Yankees able to get some runs on the board, their first of the ball game. 8-2. A's still up big as we head to the bottom of the 6th. All right, first pitch at the bottom of the sixth to Perry was fouled back there 0-1. Hey, we got George Smith back here. 1 second, folks. Yeah. Want to say what's up to the people? All right, all right. A little quick visit there from George Smith. 2 hits for him today and a couple of stolen bags. Count to Perry there is now 1-2. Good day for Perry at the plate. Sac fly, RBI, walk, and a RBI single. Fouled back there by Perry. We'll do it again, 2-2. Definitely a new pitcher on the mound here for the Yankees, but unable to tell what number he is. Fouled back yet again. Perry keeping it alive. Two yet again. Tries the off speed on the outside corner. No call. 3-2. Staying alive is Perry. Fouled back to the screen. Ball 4 here for Perry. He works the walk there. Great stuff from him. We've seen that a lot with the A's this game. They've been able to foul off a lot of pitches and work walks. So he goes to first base, leadoff walk. That brings up Luke Ree. Luke Ree badly looking for something to hit here. He has 3 walks in this game. This one's on the ground through the 5-6 hole. That's a base hit. Perry going to stay put at second base, and there you go. Luke Reed just mentioned he was looking for just something to hit after 3 walks, and he gets it there. So runners on, first and second for the A's, no outs. On the ground here could be 2. Shortstop flips it to second. Out number 1, out number 2 at first base. Second time in this game, the Yankees have rolled 2. And with that, 2 outs, Perry able to get to third base. But this scoring threat is nearly eliminated here for the A's unless Scott Mitchell can come up and get a clutch 2-out hit here. First pitch to Mitchell, swing and miss at a slider that breaks down in the dirt.
Oh my.
To the first baseman on the ground, he's going to take it himself, touches first base, and that is out number 3. So Athletics were looking to score some more runs there, but clutch double play there from the shortstop, second baseman to the first baseman eliminates the threat. No runs come across. A's still up though, 8-2 as we go to the top of the 7th. Cooper King's back out there for 7th inning. This is by far the longest we've seen a starter go in this season. And that is thanks to his low pitch count here. It's been a great outing for him. A little bit of trouble for him in the last inning, giving up 2 runs, but still was able to get out of that quick enough. But he finds trouble early in this first batter for the top of the 7th inning. That's a 4-pitch walk for the DH. Longaker, he'll take first base. And there is some action starting to happen in the Athletics bullpen. I'll go ahead and ask my pitching correspondent, Ryan Weller, over here who that is down there. Gio Casa is getting warmed up down there. Thank you, Ryan. Cooper King comes back to the new batter with a first pitch strike. Second pitch, hit foul off of himself, 0-2. Himself being the third baseman, Tanner. Good quick response here for Cooper King after 4-pitch walk. Gets to the next batter, 0-2. Certainly looking for that double play ball on the ground. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. That'll do too. Cooper King fans him on that one. 8 strikeouts for him in this game. Very impressive. Good stuff for him. Nine last night from Ryan Weller and 8 so far tonight from Cooper King. Like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, those starting pitchers are really turning it on recently. And that is great to see for the Athletics because they have been in some high-scoring games often in this season. First pitch there to the new batter, Schuster in there for a strike, 0-1. Pitch number 2, hit out to left field. That's down for a base hit, probably extra bases for Schuster. There goes Longaker over to third. In there safely, so is Schuster at second. Double for Schuster, first hit of this 2-game series for him. Big one, as the Yankees are threatening to put some more on the board here. Two runners in scoring position here for the Yankees. I do believe that's the first time in this game they've had multiple runners in scoring position. First pitch there from Cooper King was upstairs, 1-0. Pitch number 2, fouled into the screen, 1-1. So 75 pitches so far here for Cooper King. Good stuff. Most likely will be his last inning of work. A's hoping they could get him through this inning. It hangs up in left field. Not enough, though. Base hit drops in front of Scott Mitchell. So that is going to cash in. Longaker. Another run comes in to score here for the Yankees. It is now 8-3. So that was another base hit there for Campbell. 3 for 3 on the day. Good stuff from him. Triple 2 singles. This one's chopped up the middle. Could be 2. George Smith flips to Perry over to first. In time. Double play. That ends the threat. A's really needed that 6-4-3 double play to eliminate the threat, and they get it. Yankees able to get 1 on the board, but still A's up big by 5 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Top of the seventh, 2, 3, 4 batters coming up for the A's. Tyson Miller leads things off. And he serves this one out to left field's got him backpedaling, but settles under it in time for out number 1.
Yes, yes,
That was funny a little bit from the PA. I don't imagine you guys were able to hear it, but nice to hear some personality from the PA announcer in the stadium. Anyways, one down, George Smith is the new batter. First pitch to Smith is a ball, 1-0. So as mentioned, in between innings when Smith came by to say hi, he has 2 hits today, both of them being singles, and in the 4th inning on his single, had double steals, stole second and third, and has scored twice. 2-0 pitch served into left center field. Base hit could be 2 for George Smith, but he'll hold up at first. So 3 singles for him on the day. Have a day, George. It's Mikey Ramirez coming up now for the A's, looking to get some more runs on the board here. Yankees have slowly been clawing back into this one. Still a big gap for them to cover, but it ain't over till it's over. We've seen the A's come back from 4 runs in the 9th inning to win one time, so it is certainly possible. First pitch to Ramirez, curved ball misses outside, 1-0. Mikey has 2 base hits of his own as well, 2 singles, and scored twice. 2-0 count. He finds himself in now hitter's count. Pitcher checks over at first base with George Smith, but he's back in there safe. This one fouled out of play, 2-1. So no wonder I'm not able to find the number or the player for the Sactown Yankees. He was not listed on the roster yesterday, but is today. This one is served down the right field line, foul next to the A's bullpen, 2-2. Anyways, I've really been struggling to try and find out who the new pitcher is. Finally was able to see a number. It is number 8, but was not a part of yesterday's squad. But taking a look at today's lineup, that leads me to believe it is going to be Urza that's on the mound, because Ramsey is the other pitcher listed here, at least that the Yankees were planning on using today. On the right side of the field, is it going to find a gap? Second baseman throws it over to first, not in time. That is 2 infield singles for Mikey Ramirez today, showing off them wheels, getting down there in time. George Smith will settle in at second, so runners on first and second, 1 down. A's have been getting lots of traffic on the base, and hoping to cash in some more with Luke Navad stepping up to the plate now. Navad 1 for 3 today, double, and last at bat was hit by a pitch, got drilled in the back really hard. First pitch taken for a strike, 0-1. A 1 pitch downstairs, 1-1. Hey, Mr. Navad, just looking at the chats. I appreciate you looking out for my best interest. You know what? People are entitled to their opinion, so I was, is what it is, but Like I said, thank you for looking out for my best interest. And Raul Ramirez, thank you very much for the support. Nice double play last inning, wasn't it? Last pitch there was a strike to Nevada. So 1-2 is now the count, one down. Yankees have turned two double plays here, looking for a third. Not going to get the chance on that one. Fouled away. So Urza coming set here, 1-2. Throws to Nevada. Gets the off speed to tie up Nevada there. Strikeout looking. He'll sit down, two down. Looked like that could have been a circle change up high, actually, that dipped down just in time. But either way, backwards K there for Nevada. So Parker Cristall digs in with two down. And well, he's simply just been the man of the day so far. Home run, single, 3 RBIs, stolen some bases. Even his one at bat that he got out was a hard hit pitch that the center fielder was able to track down. And that was a double steal there from the A's. They like to do that a lot, and they're pretty darn good at it. So now they got two runners in scoring position. Smith at third, Ramirez at second. And that'll prompt a quick visit from Tello with his pitcher Ezra at the mound. Looks like that was an intentional walk for Parker Cristall here. Guess they didn't want home run number 2 from him today. Don't necessarily blame them, but thinking more reasonably as a coach, they definitely walked him to get the force out at all bases, since there was no force out except, of course, the throw over to first with runners on second and first. So with that, bases are juiced, and that brings up Perry. First pitch to him is a ball. Perry's been productive himself. Couple of RBIs today and a base knock. Ezra's 1-0 pitch. Drops in there for a strike, 1-1. One pitch. Perry serves it out to left field. Diving catch there from the left fielder. Good play there, and that'll end the threat here for the Yankees on defense. So A's able to get bases juiced there, but nothing doing. No runs come across. Still up by 5 though as we head to the top of the 7th or top of the 8th. Top of the eighth starts out with a pitch up and in, ball one. And Cooper King is still out there, folks, for the A's. He was at 81 pitches starting this inning, so that's now 82. This is 83. It's hit out to right field. It's probably going to hang up long enough for Luke Ree. Yes, it does. So fly out, one down. That was Grawley that just flew out to right field. So now Garduno, the right fielder, will step into the box. Yeah, by far the furthest we've seen any starter go for the A's this season. Off the top of my head, I do believe 6 innings would be the max we've seen. King follows up the ball with a strike there, so 1-1. Garduno 1 for 3 today, couple of ground outs, but had one of the many hits in the 6th inning for the Yankees. Swing and a miss there from Garduno gets to a 1-2 count. Fouled out of play. Do it again. One, two, swung on and missed. Caught from Fernandez, foul tip in the glove. So that is strikeout number 9 for Cooper King. One away from double digits. He's tied the season high mark this year with Ryan Weller, who said it yesterday at 9. Tell you what, these two have been putting on a display here recently. Did post-game interview with Ryan last week, did a post-game interview with Cooper last week, and it looks like we're trending that way this week. Talked to Ryan yesterday, and good chance we're talking to Cooper today. Pitch in the dirt, spiked way up high, actually. Almost went over the screen towards us, but stays in the field of play, 1-1. Chopped foul here, so 1-2. One pitch away from getting through 8 innings for Cooper King. One pitch away from 10 strikeouts. Strike 3, Cooper King. That is 10. Have a day. My goodness, 8 innings for him, 10 strikeouts, and he's got to be jazzed. A's got to be jazzed. My goodness, what a starting pitching performance. And A's are going to come up for most likely their last ups in this ball game, up by 5. Bottom of the 8th here, 8-9-1 due up for the Athletics. First things first is Luke Ree. And SRR, thank you very much for the clarification. And apologies for mentioning the wrong player there pitching on the mound. So Ramsey got in there in the 6th inning. First pitch into Ree there for strike 1. Pitch number 2, two-seamer, outside corner, strike, quick 0-2 hole for Ree. Ree 3 walks and a single today, so on base all 4 times. That pitch bounced in the dirt there, 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Tried to paint low and outside, good location, but doesn't get the call. 2-2. Chopped on the ground to the shortstop, throw over to first in time, out number 1. To see how many outs have been recorded via the shortstop or with the help of the shortstop here today. Taking a look on the A's batting side, there's been 2 6-4-3 double plays, including looks like 3 ground balls to the shortstop. So that's going to be 5 plays that the shortstop was in on for the Sactown Yankees. And quickly glancing over at the Sactown batting, a couple for George Smith as well. Looks like 4 on his end with 3 ground outs to him and contributing on a double play. So that's 9 total plays between both teams that shortstops have contributed on. Swing and a miss there from the catcher. Fernandez gets him in an 0-2 hole. Both batters for the A's so far getting themselves into quick 0-2 holes. Did he check his swing? Home plate umpire doesn't even check with the infield umpire. Says, yes, he did. Strike 3. Quickly 2 out here for the A's, and that'll bring up top of the lineup Scott Mitchell. Shoots this one down the right field line straight into bullpen catcher Julian Rodriguez's mitt, but a foul ball there, 0-1. We've talked a lot about how Mitchell has been a very good hitter for the A's, but today has yet to find himself a base hit. Bit of a half-hearted swing there from him, gets it to 0-2 count. 0-2 pitch, rung up, strike 3 there. Very effective, good 1-2-3 inning there from Ezra, and that'll do it here in the bottom of the 8th. That's back-to-back strikeouts, as a matter of fact, so good stuff there. Close out the A's batting in the 8th. Sactown Yankees coming up in the top of the 9th with a big mountain to climb. They are down 5, only with 3 outs to work with. All right, 3 outs to go here for an A's victory. Leading things off for the Sactown Yankees is Jacob Lyons, so that is a pinch hitter. He did start yesterday, but not today. He was 0 for 3 yesterday, fouls this one back, so quickly 0 and 2 in this count. Looks like he's pinch hitting for the catcher, Tello. Interesting to see how that defensive alignment would work out if they do manage to tie things up and bring it to the bottom of the ninth, as Tello's a catcher and Lyons is listed as a second baseman. 1-2 pitch, hit to George Smith. Nice backhand pick. Throw over to Crystal at first. Got him. Smooth play there from George Smith, one down. And like I was talking about earlier with the amount of balls hit to the shortstops today, I do believe that's the 10th out recorded by a shortstop in between both teams. So one down, Longaker, the DH coming up. First pitch hit pretty well to right field in the bullpen. A couple of guys run for it towards the wall, getting out of the way of that one. Luke Ree not able to get there in time, 0 and 1. Pitch upstairs there, 1 and 1, and I haven't even mentioned the pitching change yet. So Gio Casas is coming in to close things out for the A's. So that closes the book on Cooper King. A great day for him. This one sent well to left field, but a little too short of the wall. That one will be wrangled in by Scott Mitchell for 2 outs.
Yeah.
1 out to go for Casas and the A's to close things out here on a high note. First pitch, oh, nails Tanner in the helmet. Definitely slipped away there from Casas, but Tanner will take first base. First hit by pitch for the Yankees on offense, and that'll bring up Schuster. Schuster had himself a double in the 7th, swing and a miss on that first pitch there. But yeah, as mentioned, A's looking to close things out on a sweet note. Did go 4 and 2 last week, but ended up losing the weekend series and weren't too happy about that. So getting 2 wins here before the summer break would be a nice feel-good thing, as the boys will get some rest over the break, as will the coaches and I, and then gear up for a rampant second half of the season. That one was swung at, perhaps a foul tip that got to the ground there, but 1 and 2's the count. Casas looking for one more pitch to get things done here. See if Tanner goes on the move here. No, staying put. Casas misses down low there, 2 and 2. Misses up and in with that one, so count fills up full. Three-two pitch, hit up the middle. It's going to get through for a base hit. Tanner's going to stay put at second. Schuster gets to first base, his second base hit of the day. And Yankees just trying to make things interesting here, and they are. 2 runners on base, 2 outs.
Eli Campbell.
All right, so Campbell, the left fielder, stepping up, and he has been the hitter for the Yankees today. Triple and a couple singles. Also scored a run, so we'll see what he can come up with here. It's chopped to George Smith at short. He's going to throw it over to first in time. Ball game. Sactown made it a little interesting there in the last part of this game, but George Smith able to clinch the win here with that ground out to him. Throws over to first. And A's win another one, 8-3 here on 12 hits, no errors. Sactown Yankees score 3 runs on 8 hits and 2 runs. So that's 21 games for the Athletics in this season, 23 to go. We'll be having ourselves a summer break before we come back next week. And it's going to be an onslaught. Taking a look at that schedule. There we are. First game is going to be Tuesday, June 24th against the Philippines national team. Cool matchup there. We're going to be back to our 9 o'clock start time as the Grizzlies will be playing at home that week. So that is going to be, let's see, Philippines and then NorCal Warriors Central Valley Collegiate team. That is 6 games in a row when we come back. Off day on Monday, June 30th, and then yet again, we're going to have 2 games here against the Seals, and that'll close out the 16-game homestand we're on right now before we head up north to Medford, Oregon to take on the Rogues for a weekend series on 4th of July weekend. So that'll round things out here going forward. Keep that in mind. Enjoy the rest of your week here. We certainly will. Thank you for tuning in, both A's fans and Yankees fans, and we will see you next week.